Hi, it's Hazel. Welcome to my channel, Hazel and Aka Design. This is going to be a bit of an update and an attempt to do something I've never done before. So maybe strap in and let's see where this takes us. Let me begin by thanking you for being here. Whether you have stumbled across my channel by accident or by intention, I welcome you, and I am so very grateful for your presence. Now, in a continuing attempt to get to the surface of my desk, I sort of reorganized this box yesterday and tried to make it a little more visible as to what was actually in here. So a little bit proud of that. I have to say, yesterday was a bit of an odd day in that I'd been having some technical issues with a particular thing and just felt, I don't want to say defeated because that sounds so defeatist, but just like, oh, why am I even doing this? So that was a day for, just sort of maintenance type job. So this was one thing that I got done. What had been making that box such a mess was the fact that I had itty bitty pieces of ribbon. So then I spent, this isn't it. Then I spent the rest of, not the rest, I spent a fair bit of time dividing those pieces. If they were too long for a single bow, like if maybe they were 2 bows long or 4 bows long, I spent time then making bows. These, of course, are commercial bows. Thought there was more of them, but anyway, so let me show you something. I have this bin of little bows. So clearly I've done this before, little and not so little bows. Like when you have a piece of something and you know that, well, let me just fix this end. You know that, oh, that's not very good. You know that you're probably never going to use it again, or you can only use it once because you only have one. So I have this little plastic drawer. Now, clearly, I have to add all these, although some of them are Christmassy colors. It's not necessarily. Oh, this shouldn't be here. Clearly, I like making bows more than I like using them. So that is, like these green ones. That is another one of those dangerous things where we just do, make, save, and then, forget to use these things. So what I did with some of them is continue that saving time in the studio or saving time in your craft room idea of dividing them equally between the 2 binder journals that I'm working on at the moment. This is surplus. So I'm going to throw that in here and we'll get to the point of today's video. For probably a year or more, I have been talking about that I had bought. I'm just trying to get myself organized here. Look who's watching. Still taking suggestions for his, for a name for this guy. When the dust settles and there's a little bit of time to do that community poll, I will. I think there's more good ideas out there, so I'm giving you a little more time. Anyway, let's move him aside and make a little room. A long time ago, in a place far away, I bid on an auction lot. Whoops, I think I have to lift my camera a smidge. I bid on an auction lot that included this. Now, not this. So it included these items. So this is all Adirondack, whatchamacallit, alcohol ink. Oh, this is a mixed. I know so little about this, it's scary. Okay, alcohol ink, this color is ginger. Now, I knew that I didn't want to buy that, I think it's Yupo, Y-U-P-O, paper, because it seems very pricey. But I was kind of led to believe that any glossy, sort of non-porous surface should work. So, goodness knows I've been buying these photo type papers. At thrift stores for the longest time. Gotta save those cards because obviously those are good. That's a lot of instructions. I don't need that. Look at me just throwing something straight in the garbage. Anyway, at one time I watched a video or two, promptly forgot what I saw. But I thought that maybe today is the day. Frankly, it's not even December 1st as I'm taping this, and I'm practically all Christmased out. That, too, was a reason why I was sorting through my stuff, thinking, okay, sure, I've been using all this stuff to make journals and whatnot. Surely I can consolidate some stuff. And I did, I guess. Oh, and I found these again, so I'll be able to, attach them to the journals I've completed. Anyway, I did not take the time to rewatch a video or anything. Oh, for heaven's sakes. I'm thinking that wearing gloves would be a good idea. Not sure if that's true. Protecting the work surface, I thought was good. I hope my mousse is not within a splash zone. And I figured, let's just go for it. The other thing that is pushing me to do this today is the fact that I have these two metal pieces. Now, I think I talked about this. I don't know if you've seen it or not. I've had this probably for 10, 15 years. This I just found the other day. This is like galvanized steel. This is obviously, well, I guess the same thing, but it's been painted. But that's a pretty stark white. And I guess I could have, and that might be my fallback position, I probably could have just buffed this up, not buffed it up, but altered it with just an ink pad. But I figured, okay, let this be the impetus for trying this product. So I'm going to move this, obviously, this big honking box of stuff aside. Maybe I'll just practice on this paper first. Now, what I ended up buying this blowy thing from Temu. I'm not sure. Alcohol ink applicator without elastic and replacements. Well, let's crack into it. Oh, I guess it would have been good to read this first. By placing bottle opening directly onto the felt. Gently squeeze a few drops of ink onto the felt. Apply more colors or Adirondack mixatives on a clear area of the felt if desired. Randomly stamp and twist the inked applicator onto surface. Apply a blending solution to the same felt. Blend again, or stamp again to blend and lighten colors. Replace with new felt after each use. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so clearly I should open this. save the packaging, or save the cardboard anyway. Throw that aside. I doubt that I will use one with every change of color, because that's not how I roll, but looks like, okay, oh, I threw that away too soon. Okay, how did it say to attach? But how, people, how? It probably was stuck on there at some point. Let's just use some Fabri-Tac. While I'm prepping myself, can I just tell you a story? You know, in this part of the world, we live in a dry climate in Alberta, and of course I was just in Denver, and I think that's dry as well. Anyway, it's not uncommon to sort of feel like, excuse me, like I have chapped lips. So pretty well year round, I'm either wearing lipstick or using a lip balm. I also am fairly quick to blame myself for anything that happens to me. So I also thought, oh, you're not drinking enough water. Get with the program, drink more water. So I'm trying to do all that. Anyway, the other day I had this feeling, you know, funny feeling, like my lips felt worse than normal. So I thought, oh no, is it the start of a cold sore? So someone had given me an expired tube of Abreva. And before you start laughing, 2019 was a very good year. Exhibit A. Put that on a few times during the day. That was just yesterday, which helped my mood. Anyway, put that on a few times, and it didn't seem to be doing anything. Surprise, surprise. So then at bedtime, I resorted to an old wives' tale, or remedy, which is to use perfume. And I guess the whole idea there is that it's a drying agent, and it, you know, helps dry up that area. Don't have a great deal of perfume, because you know how it is these days with scents and sensitivity to those kinds of smells. Anyway, I did that at bedtime. Well, this morning I wake up, look in the mirror, and I'm absolutely horrified. I look as though I was on the losing end of a boxing match. So I dig a little harder, looking for my prescription Zovirax. Exhibit B. This too is expired, but not as bad. It's it's June of this year. So I slapped some of that on. So it is, it's awful. I can go years without getting a cold sore, but this is a doozy, and all I can think of is, OMG, I need to go. Now, what color do I want to try here? I guess it doesn't really matter. Sunset orange. I need to do some errands today, and it seems to me, if I do leave the house, that I'm going to be wearing a mask. Let me just see. Are you supposed to shake these or anything? Oh my God, could that be any smaller a font? Let's try a different one that might be easier to read. If I do leave the house today, I'll be wearing a mask. Not primarily because of COVID, but just so I don't scare the unsuspecting public, because it's not good. Okay, permanent, fast-drying, transparent, acid-free dye ink formulated to create colorful, polished effects on glossy surfaces, i.e. glass, does that say Dominoes? Dominoes, metal, foil, shrink plastic, acetate, gloss cardstock, and more. Lighten, blend, and remove colors with alcohol blending solution. Intermix with other colors, metallic, blah, blah, blah. It does not say to shake it. Okay. Because I'm usually fond of shaking things and then finding I shouldn't have. This was also in the thing, but there's hardly any left. The blending solution. Oh, here's a dirty one. Let's use that one. And a mister. Of course, neither of these have water in them. Never thought of checking that. Sorry, guys. I might have something similar. Whoa. This is... Let's see if I can make a mess right off the start. And just put a bit of water in here. Is that yellow or is it just the... Whoa. This is probably the right sort of mist. This is the Ranger mist. This is the dollar store mist. You know, you have to have the right tools, ladies and gents. Okay. So what did it say? Hold this against that. What color is this? Red pepper. Well, I guess that's as good as any. That doesn't look like it's very... Boy, am I going to be ticked off if these bottles are all dry. Because that might have happened on my watch. Let's just see. Oh. I don't know where the blowing comes into this. Let's spritz. Is this the one I put the water? Because I gather from what I have seen, let's blow. Let's pretend we know what we're doing here. Nothing much is happening. Did it dry so quickly? The things, maybe, let's throw some of this into the mix. I don't know. Oh, see, that makes a difference. Now you can start blowing stuff around. But look at those very sharp edges where I first touched the dauber thing. This isn't exactly the greatest. I could probably do better just blowing. I can see why people stress how quickly this juniper. This is going to make mud on here, but that's okay. See, I got some over here. Oh, well. And of course, we know that red and green is going to make brown. It's said to twist. I can see that if I want to ever use this again, I'm probably going to have to invest in a new bottle of blending solution. Now, if you have had, I wonder what this stuff is made of. Ethanol, propylene glycol methyl ether, isopropanol. Okay, I'm not about to sniff this, but there is a warning against that. Now, I don't know enough chemistry to know if water and that stuff that I just talked about there, those substances are miscible. I don't know. This is not, I mean, clearly, I think we've already established I don't throw many things away. So this may find its way into a collage or a master board or something. But okay, we've got this paper or these photo papers coming out the you know where, so let's try another one. What did this say about when you use that blend? Randomly stamp to the same blend again. Stamp again to blend and lighten colors. I wonder what would happen. Oh, why did I shake it? If I just, okay, let's have this ready. Yeah, the cover's off. If I just put this straight on here and forget that dauber. Quick, quick, quick. Oh, much better. And that's just with water. Oh, let's blow something. If it's not too late. You know what? I think a person could have fun doing this. Honestly, this blowing thing is the pits. Do you see how there's that orangey pigment in this particular red? I don't even know if there's a better red. Nope. What is this though? Cranberry. Okay, why is this stalled there? I don't like those dribbles that go side. I don't think that in nature they would make a right turn like that. Okay, let's try again. Spritz. Whoops. Now, would I have gone out and made this investment in this stuff? Probably not. But we know when you bid on something in an auction and are successful, it's yours, baby. No, I don't want to. See, I think I get a more organic. I feel, you know, part of me feels like dabbing that up, but I'd probably just well, what the heck. Not bad, I guess. Oh, this didn't do it. This didn't move here. Too late. I can see that this is a little bit like gel printing, that you need to, well, you need to develop some techniques. Oh dear, this one is, look how it's kind of gunged up there. Oh, you need to develop some techniques. Is there anything in here? Kind of looks, why does it look so granular? Oh, you know what? These little dark things here, I bet you I picked that off my surface, off my plastic tablecloth here. Yeah, look at all those dots there. Anyway, that technique is a bonus one. You don't have to pay extra to see that happen. I guess for somebody who prefers rectilinear shapes over circles, I'm going to have to acquire a taste for these. That is not exactly that beautiful. Let me try something else here, because at this point it's just playing. And I don't know whether you noticed when I showed you the case that those, I guess those are specialized holders. All those look like tree rings. Specialized holder, and the bottles are all stored upside down. Now, I guess that this is like many other art techniques that we do. Sometimes you have to wait for things to dry before you add other colors. It appears that once they're dry, like those real intense circles where the ink first made contact, those aren't moving. So this is rather a weird color scheme, although purple and red are legit colors. I mean, just ask those at the Purple Hat Society ladies. I'm just going to grab a wipe here. Now, I don't know, again, because I haven't watched any recent videos or any videos to speak of. Let's get these granules of whatever off here. I don't know if... Can I blot with this? I think this will be kind of fun to play with. And goodness knows I feel a hankering. How's that for a word? Feel a hankering to do some art journaling. Just trying to sort of get through this Christmas thing. This is just experimenting, people. But isn't it interesting to see the pigments that make up any given color? This is Purple Twilight. I don't know if I'm supposed to quickly be setting these back down, upside down, or what exactly gives here. Let's do a couple more, and then maybe I will try. Let's see what happens if I can. Can I just transfer? Nothing's happening there. So let's play a bit more with this. Seem to be a fair number of blues. So this is Stream. Wonder what would happen. How about if I try wetting it first? Okay, I've got pretty well the whole surface wet. Let's see what happens when you drop color onto a wet surface. Quick, 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 quick. This is, can I say piece of crap? Am I supposed to have my finger over the end, or what the heck? I do better blowing through a straw, I think. You know, like in grade 1. And the ironic part is, but I don't want to stop and look for it. I thrifted an old camera cleaning kit or whatever, and it included a little thing like this for blowing dust off your whatever. It pretty well stops in its tracks unless you let's see what happens with some of that blending stuff. I guess the blending thing does, the tool, not the solution, does help move the color around a bit. Twist, it said. Real concentration of color there. But I suppose, it's in the eye of the beholder also. Maybe that's exactly what I wanted. What's this? Ooh, pitch black. Got another one stuck in this thing. Okay, you don't want to cooperate. Ooh. Oh, this one is denim. Look at that. I wouldn't have guessed that that's... I wonder, I guess it would be interesting to know, and you can tell me if you've done this before. Is there such a thing as this ink getting too old? Sort of like a Breva. And is that why there seems to be some of those little dots? I suppose another thing I could have done, but didn't think of it obviously, is have a piece of just ordinary paper nearby for some of this dribbling that is going on. Let's go for broke here and just, oh, that is a nice color, man. Pool. I guess what would make, oh, look at this. I guess what would make this more interesting, in my opinion, would be if these dots, if these circles weren't all the same size. Like having a variety of things from teeny tiny ones like that to maybe a giant one. Let's see if we can get a giant one going here. Might need some blending. Have this ready. Oh, take the cover off. That's always a good idea. Eek. Feel like I could use 2 or 3 more hands here. Oh, that stinks. I wonder, because you know, many of us are always trying to find, to improve things, to improvise, to make do with what we have. I wonder if, since this has, what did I say? Isopropyl, which is, of course, rubbing alcohol. If we're using that straight would do the same. I should, let me just wipe up a bit here. Okay, this, it seems, well, of course it dries quickly. That is play. This is the first one. One thing, I haven't tried this on this one. Again, all that does, well, I guess it does lighten it, but it does not soften those hard edges, so I don't know. Anyway, let me, how long have we been at this? Ooh, 36 minutes. Okay, let me attempt, should I try the back side just to, okay, what color? I just want, okay, this is pearl. Pearl might be very nice. Maybe this time I should do, since I want kind of, is this one dried up? Yeah, that doesn't look good. Trying to see if that's an expiry or a best before date. Okay, looks like this guy. But of course, you know I'm not going to throw this out unless I first cut this thing open and see if I can do something with that. But let's start a collection of those that are no longer with us. Oh. Oh, see, it would have also been a good thing to break these things out of their... What color have I got on that journal? Green. Well, let's try, what is this? Oh, that's going to be an acid green. That's going to be dark. Let's try this, maybe. Pestle. Oh. Nothing. Oh. Don't have a pad on there. Well, now that, where did I throw those? Oh, here they are. Now that I've wasted ink on that Velcro, let's try this again. Oh, brother, I splattered it over there, too. I think people also use, well, I know people use this stuff as well for the fake aged Scotch tape, cello tape, as well as, you know, sort of aging paper clips, and like sort of that rust effect. That's not too bad. Okay, this was what? Pesto. Let me see if I can find another green, and maybe if it's sort of variegated. Juniper. This is going to be quite blue though. Meadow. Maybe this. If this kind of stuff works for that kind of purpose, then it's probably, you know, if I never do anything more with it, that will probably have justified the purchase. Oh yes, I can sort of make it variegated looking. And I think I would just, I don't know if you remember the fabric on that binder, but I think that I would just leave it at greens and not introduce any red, because that's going to totally change something. Okay, I'll give that a moment to dry. I'll do the same on the back of this, not because it matters, but just to kill some time. Oh, hey, I like that mottled look. Cool. And, you know, when I put this up against wherever I intend to use it, if I find that it needs something, I'm going to just quickly put these blues kind of back. I don't know if that's a thing or not. Okay, these were the two greens I was using. Okay, let's try this on the right side now. Yeah, I was saying if I try this and that looks like, oh, it needs a splash of something, you know, brownish or whatever. I've got ginger. What is this? Espresso. You know, there are a few choices here. Okay. Meadow was my second color. Let's maybe do the same order here. Not that it probably matters, but I wonder if this same product could be used on wood, because I think a lot of us have wood pieces. Now the difference, of course, with wood is that it is going to be, wood is absorbent, whereas this is not. And again, I'm sure that if you're trying to learn the proper technique, this is probably not, this is probably not the video to base your skill set on. But one thing for sure, in my ignorance and in my innocence, I'm not afraid to try some stuff. I think that's going to be a-okay. You know what? I do have, since I'm already dirty and since we're already assembled, why don't I, now I'm sure, do I have, where did I put that plastic bag? I am positive, oh, there's one, that I saw, or in the early days, I saw Pam in the Paper Outpost I think that's how she dyes her, let's get rid of these plastic coated ones. Now this is a variety of, none of these are particularly old, I don't think. This, I believe, is plastic. Well, I guess it does. You know, in any science experiment, you want a control factor. So let's just... Okay, what I remember of that, because I was a little mesmerized, she'd throw paper clips, or I guess other metal things, I remember paper clips, into a bag like this, and then spritz some, rust. How convenient. Let's hope I get something happening here on the actual items and not just on the plastic. Now, I guess the $64,000 question. Oh, did these guys fly out of here, or were they never in there? Let's maybe try adding a second color. Espresso. The question will, oh goodness, let's get it on the stuff. The question will be, does the color stay on there, on the item, or will it rub off once it's dry? I have to say, I should have turned the thermostat down. This is kind of like, I think I'm on the verge of a head cold as it is, and this stinkiness does not make my head feel any better. Just for the heck of it, let's dump these out and see what we got, and let them sort of air dry. If it happens as quickly with this as it did with everything else, we should see some results very soon. Now, of course, is this the plasticky one? If I continued, I mean, if I would have added more, or maybe the blending solution or some water, you know, how would that change things? Now, these are, certainly I like these. I think a person would have to experiment to see, you know, what other, some of them seem to be, some of them seem to be taking color better than others. So these guys with the little ribs in them are not as good. So I don't know if their metal content is slightly different or what the deal is, but certainly this is enough just to knock back the silver. And I don't know if you ever saw it, but I did do a video on rusting. Mostly what I showed was the fabric that I rusted. And I have to say, rust is, I don't want to say it's dangerous, but it's, you know, it does definitely coat it. And apparently if you don't, this is a plastic one, that's good. If you don't stop the rusting process, it just keeps on going. So, and I keep that fabric that I rusted, I keep it in its own bag so it doesn't touch other things, because I suspect that there would be some color transfer happening. Okay, let us leave that alone for a second, and maybe I'll just sort of show you what I've done here. This is the worst, but, you know, again, if I needed a purplish circle someplace, like for snippets or something, I guess I shouldn't really tear this up because I can keep adding to this until it becomes a swamp-colored mess. So I'll stop that. This, I don't know, maybe it's where you need one of those, you know, those two L-shaped things to sort of show you. Oops. Not that easy with gloves on. I'm just trying to grab something else here. You know, you've seen or heard of that trick where you have like two typically white, an L-shaped thing, a viewfinder in a sense, where you think, oh yes, that's the part that shows what a genius I am. Or you realize, oh, there's nothing redeeming about this whatsoever. You know, so it's essentially two L-shaped corners. That's what we used to use in the framing. If you take something into a frame shop, you'll notice that they have a rack there, or two, with L-shaped corners. And that's how they use them as a viewfinder to isolate the best parts of your whatever it is that you're framing. I should make one of those for myself, just out of mat board. Anyway, and then of course there was this one. Let's take a glove off and see if these things are, oh, a bit of transfer. So maybe they need more time than I think they do. And let's do one other little experiment here. Well, this is my shopping list, but let's just randomly pick one. Oh, a wee bit of, but again, they've hardly had time to dry. Wee bit of color transfer, but then you can get the same thing from real rust. So anyway, guys, I'm going to stop there. I would say mission accomplished. Whoa, because I have my two metal pieces done. I can now use them, or if I find that, you know, they need a bit more, at least I know kind of what to do. I'm pleased with the paper clips. I'll just let them continue to air dry. And yeah, I think I'm going to go through the colors. Oh, you know what would be fun? I probably have a big sheet of glossy paper, glossy photo paper. I think I'm going to make a color swatch. That way I'll touch every bottle and I will know if they're dry or not, like this guy, and I can throw it out. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me. I do want to remind you that a creative mess is better than tidy idleness. And just tell you that I would appreciate if you would subscribe. We're closing in on 600 subscribers, just saying. If you are, let me just do a plug for this as well. And it doesn't matter where you live, whether it's Canada or the US, if you are interested in taking part in this hashtag Happy Mail movement hosted by Kim Newberg, I'd love to play with you. I have an intro video on my site, on my channel, as does Kim and several other participating channels. It's as simple as creating an envelope that kind of fits in the dimensions of your, your country's post office. Putting some goodies into it. People seem to appreciate the handmade stuff more than anything else. 1 postage stamp's worth. Now, I did look into the U.S. Thing. So 1 stamp for us would cost $1.30, and I bought a few of those. The weight is between, so it's heavy. It will take more weight than we do in Canada, so it can be 30 to 50 grams, and it has to be less than 5 millimeters in thickness, which I believe is about 1/4 of an inch. So the gist of that is that if you send me something under those conditions, I will send something back to you. I haven't really taken part in any Happy Mails, swap, Bruno kind of things. Well, once. And that I trusted my maiden voyage into swapping hood to Marnell at Mimi's Keepsakes. And I don't know if it was by intention or by whatever. She eased me into it gently. And the person that I swapped with had experience with that. And we each, it was a slow stitch project, and we each fulfilled the terms of the agreement and sent something. But from what I hear from Kim and others, is that sometimes people sign up for swaps, they get the goodies, and they don't reciprocate. I would just like to say that I'm sure there's crafting karma out there, so don't be one of those people. My philosophy is that we come into this world alone, we leave alone. The only thing that we ever truly have when we depart is our good name. So everything we do is our signature. If we try to game the system, that's our signature. If we are generous, that's our signature. If we're truthful, that is our signature, and so on ad nauseum. So don't be one of those people who tries to game the system. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, thanks for joining me. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.